Howdy folks, and I hope your enemies are crushed and driven before you, and you can hear the lamentations of their women, wherever you are in collecting land. And welcome back to the channel for a deep dive into the best 1/6 scale Arnold Schwarzenegger action figures. Well, in my collection at least. But before we go all in to celebrate everything Big Arnie, I'd like to send a HK size shout out to everyone who supported the channel, and please drop a like on this video as it helps other collectors find Go Figure. And if you haven't already, be sure to hit that subscribe button and bell notification icon so you don't miss any of the 1/6 scale news, views and reviews that we've got coming up on the channel. So what can I say about Arnold Schwarzenegger? Mr. Olympia, silver screen legend, the governor of California, and had he been born in the USA, no doubt he would have been President Schwarzenegger. Just a true legend. That's it really. But enough of my John Matrix meanderings. Let's dive in with the first figure in our celebration of all things Austrian oak. Okay folks, so first up in our Arnie archive, it's Hot Toys' take on Big Arnie as Colonel John Matrix from the 1985 gloriously over the top cheese fest actioner that is Commando, packed full of Arnie's signature one-liners. A cracking movie, a great bit of fun, and really sums up the 80s for me. And it's fair to say at this point as well, the vast majority of the figures that you're going to see in this lineup, not all of them, but the vast majority are given to us by Hot Toys, because it seems like Hot Toys have cornered the market on the big guy. But yeah, let's take a close-up look at this guy and see how the years have treated him. And they are some years he's got on him. He's 11 years old, this figure, originally released back in 2014, but we'll also see if he's stood the test of time as well. We'll start at the bottom. Safe to say as well, this is not the base that this particular figure came with. As regulars to the channel will know, I am not a huge fan of the old Hot Toys oval bases there. They're relatively simple. The one that this one comes with is that black plastic oval with a little raised up bit at the front that says Colonel John Matrix, and you've got the Commando logo across it, and that's pretty much it. I sort of prefer my semi-diorama, full diorama bases. Not sure which figure this came from, to be honest with you, or whether I purchased it separately, but I prefer this kind of thing. So let's take a look at Arnie himself. We'll start with the proportions and the body on this particular figure, and I think they are absolutely nailed on. For an 11-year-old figure, I think they've done a cracking job here. Now, I am assuming this is a custom body built specifically for this figure, because I think this was before the time of the M35 Fison. Correct me in the comments section if I'm getting that wrong, but the body itself is beautifully proportioned, unmistakably Arnie. I'm not sure whether this is rubber or it's obviously not going to be medical grade silicone, this one, because I think it's before the time of that being used in figures. But yeah, seamless, so it's going to present those issues that you get with those seamless bodies. Any kind of dynamic pose for any length of time, you're risking ripping and tearing there. So yeah, be careful. But overall, yeah, I think the proportions are absolutely spot on. The body's great. I love that camo, that black camo lining that he's got over the arms themselves and across the face and the chest. The vascularity's there, the muscularity's there, and overall proportions absolutely nailed on. Let's take a look at down at the bottom here and at the boots. The boots themselves, sculpted plastic, no split cut boot design here, but the weathering is nice and sculpted in laces. You've got these olive green sort of camouflage, well, not camouflage, but they're sort of cargo stroke combat pants. And I'm not going to go too much into my usual broken record story about stitch work, but suffice it to say, the 6 scale stitch work here is excellent, no threads. It stood the test of time really, really well. Now, the harnesses, you've got multiple harnesses going on here. You've got holsters, harnesses, the whole thing, the whole sort of vest section straps between his legs there, which is really nicely done. The holsters themselves are done in a sort of canvas material. The clips and the nylon sections all done in canvas and nylon. Just look really, really good. That's swinging around the back here. And you can see the level of detail that's gone into this, and the love that's gone into it. Now, I say love because I don't want to get into that sort of argument about current Hot Toys. But suffice it to say, this to me is back in the day when Hot Toys poured maybe just a little bit more love and attention into their figures, and focused a little bit more on the individual figure rather than perhaps recycling, shall we say, older figures. No doubt we'll see a 2.0 version of this, which is probably not a bad thing. But yeah, detailing on that vest, really, really good. Screen accuracy's there, bring him round. Let's talk weapons, and boy, does he come chock full of nuts when in the weapons department. You've got this shotgun. There's also the automatic rifle, which he's not currently holding because he hasn't got enough space on him to hold it. You get the grenade launcher, which is really nicely done as well, and he's rammed full of weapons. You've got the chest knife going on there in that pleather holster. The eagle-eyed amongst you will probably notice that pleather's starting to go a little bit, but that's to be expected, even though it's been treated with Aerospace 303. You've got all the pouches, you've got individual bullets there in the vest, you've got the handgun in the holster on the side there. So really, you can have a field day with the weapons here. And I've pretty much put everything, just about everything you can get on him here. You've got all the grenades up top there and the binoculars. But let's take a look at that head sculpt. Has the head sculpt stood the test of time? I think it has. Is it perfect? No. Is it Hot Toys' best Big Arnie head sculpt? No. But it's 95% there for me. Slightly younger Arnie there, slightly fuller in the cheeks, but I think for its time, this is absolutely amazing work here, especially in that profile there. I think that is fantastic. They've even caught that hair really, really well. The straight up, almost flat top look that he had in the film, with a slight mini mullet going on at the back. They've caught it beautifully here. So yeah, hair really, really well done, and there's even a little hair on the top there. The sculpt on the face, excellent. I wouldn't say it's 100%, but damn, it's close. Paint applications way ahead of their time. Beautiful glassy eyes, the right colour, even down to that little nick scar on his forehead there. I think it is a amazing head sculpt, a really, really good head sculpt for its time, and it still stands up today. I still love this figure. So that's the first one on the list. That's Big Arnie as John Matrix. So moving on. So next up, yes, you've guessed it, folks, it's another Hot Toys, but this time we are looking at Dutch from the classic 1987 John McTiernan directed Predator, the film that started it all. And has this figure stood the test of time? Well, I mean, this comes in even older than the John Matrix that we've just looked at. We're talking 16 years old here. This was originally released back in 2009. God, I feel old. But yeah, we'll start at the bottom and work our way up like we always do. Same excuses with the base here. I've got him on a generic base here because the bog standard oval base that this particular figure comes with the Predator logo and Dutch across the front, I don't use in the display. I keep this guy in a diorama display with the classic Predator, which I have modded to look more like the Jungle Hunter Predator. But let's not touch on Predators at this point because there is such a bun fight going on in the 6-scale community at the moment regarding Hot Toys version 2.0. Let's not enter into that here. We're here to look at Dutch. So proportions wise, absolutely spot on. Yeah, he stood the test of time brilliantly. This is not the original body, as you probably guessed. I've done the Fison, well, I think it's TB League actually, the TB League M35 body swap on this one, because the body that this originally came with back in the day wasn't really up to scratch. If you displayed him like this without the jacket on, which is my preferred look, he got a bit of a giraffe neck going on. The proportions weren't brilliant, so like 99.9% of collectors, I've swapped it out for an M35, which is far more in keeping with Arnie's proportions, and it complements the figure really, really well. Down below here we have those boots, one piece of sculpted plastic, those green and there's that olive green and black colour with the laces sculpted in there, really nice. We've got the camo pants, once again, they've stood the test of time really, really well. The actual colours have stayed sharp and vibrant. The stitch work is really, really good. Overall, yeah, excellent work. All the nylon strapping for the belts and so on has stood the test of time really well. Probably what hasn't stood the test of time, and we'll bring it around here so you can see it, is one of the knife sheaths here. This is pleather and it's not done well. I have done some repair work on there. I've treated it with Aerospace 303, but inevitably it will crumble. So it's doing pretty well considering its age. Around the back there you have got that vest, which is a little bit pulled. As I mentioned before, you can go for the full coat look, the full jacket look rather, but I just prefer this version. I think that particular look in the film was Arnie at his meanest, and you get to see this body in all its glory as well. So yeah, very, very nicely done there, and still holding up this vest, I've got to say as well, very, very well indeed, as is the jacket. Around the sides here, the holsters are holding up well. He's got his handgun in there. What isn't holding up too well, as you've probably already spotted on the elbows here, is this M35 body. Now I've had this in some dynamic poses over the years, and I have a new one on order which should be here in the next couple of days, so I will be swapping it out for that particular body. Might even make a video out of it. Who knows. But yeah, the body itself, and it's gone at this other elbow as well, but that's it's ironic really that the one thing that I actually upgraded on this figure is the one thing that's deteriorated the fastest, which is probably a testament to Hot Toys quality. But yeah, that vest is really nicely done, the colour's right, the stitch work's very, very good. You've got those grenades on the top there, and that collar section's really nicely done. And even with the ribs, the proportions, the vascularity, the muscularity on this figure are brilliant. He comes with all the necessary equipment. He's got the rifle with the grenade launcher. He's got the two knives. He's got the handgun, and yeah, everything you need. You're good to go straight out of the box with this figure, unless of course you want to do the body swap. Head sculpt. Let's talk head sculpt now. I think this is stronger than the John Matrix that we just looked at. I think this is it's got a lot more Arnie to it. I think it is a superb head sculpt for its time, and actually I think it still holds up today. I think this is a cracking Arnie head sculpt. I love the camo work they've done on the face there. They've not overdone it. I know some people actually modded this figure and made those markings look a little bit more prominent, but I kind of like them the way they are. Maybe they're not 100% screen accurate, but I think it actually it works for me. And there's a sort of a brown stripe in there, a green stripe, and a grey, almost black stripe, and I think it looks cracking. It really does. Eyes brilliantly sculpted, furrows in those eyebrows there, that curl of the lip, the 5 o'clock shadow and almost beard effects going on there. Yeah, brilliant. Really, really amazing work here from Hot Toys. And I've got to say, for a figure this old, I think that it still holds up today. And I'm pretty certain at some point Hot Toys will be giving us a 2.0 version of this. I'll be very surprised if they don't. But until that day comes, I think this is a worthy top shelf figure for anybody who's an Arnie or a Predator fan. So there you have it, folks. That's Hot Toys' take on Big Arnie as Dutch. Moving swiftly on. Okay folks, so next up to bat, it is the only non-Hot Toys figure appearing in this lineup. Yes, as I said before, I think Hot Toys have cornered the market on Big Arnie, bar this one, in this video anyway. Yeah, this is Arnold Schwarzenegger as he appears in the 1982 John Milius directed Conan the Barbarian, brought to us by, now I'm going to butcher this name here, I always do, it's HH Model and How are you toys? Oh, I give up. I just cannot pronounce that to save my life. But yeah, as I mentioned, Conan the Barbarian, a role that Big Arnie was born to play, in my opinion. Bringing to life Frank Frazetta's a legendary character. So let's have an up close with this guy. Well, let's start with the proportions. Straight away, proportions are absolutely nailed on as far as I'm concerned. Arnie lost some weight for this particular film because the director wanted a slightly slimmed down version. Big Arnie had just competed in Mr. Olympia, so it was super bulked up and a little bit too much for Mr. Milius, so Arnie brought it down a notch or two, and that's captured really well here by HH Model. Yeah, and the body itself as well, we'll mention the body, fully seamless body here, and I'm not 100% certain whether this is a custom body or whether HH Model have used a M35, a TB league body here. Doesn't look like a 35 to me. The vascularity looks slightly different, but I could be getting this completely wrong, and this could be one of their bodies. But correct me in the comment section if you know better. But the proportions look right to me, absolutely spot on, and great to see that seamless body. Let's take a look at the bottom down. We'll work our way up. Let's start with this base. Obviously, this is the base that this particular figure came with. I do like it. It's sort of this mini diorama thing. You've got dirt and bones and skulls going on there, and there's teeth, and you've got this sort of set of jaws wrapped around a log with ropes around it. Overall, really nicely done. A little bit problematic actually posing him on anything in any other pose other than the one that you're seeing at the moment, because it's so bumpy and lumpy, but yeah, it is what it is, and I do like it. The boots themselves, sculpted plastic, nicely weathered. Those bindings are really nicely done, and those bindings continue up to the foam around the tops of the fur even around the tops of those boots. The pants themselves, nice quality cotton, great stitch work, colours really good. And we'll swing it around the back here so you can see that fur's continued, and those bindings are really nice. The fur around the waist area, very, very nicely done, and you've got that knife stroke short sword attached to the back there. Bringing back round to the front here, yeah, you've got that cob piece, which is sculpted plastic but looks really effective with the paint applications. That buckle in the centre there, and the studs really well done. That fur continued there. You've got the sheath for the sword, which has got some nice detailing on it. That's plastic, but those bindings aren't sculpted in the top there. They're actually hooked around the belt and look very, very good. The sword itself, the Conan sword, fully metal with this one, really nice to see, and some great detailing on the sword itself and paint applications. You've got the braces, the odd braces, asymmetrical braces on the right and left arms, and then you've got the tunic. Now, when I reviewed this on the channel, and it's fair to say at this point as well, all the figures that you're seeing today have been reviewed on the channel, so if you wanted to get a little bit more up close and personal, a little bit more depth, check them out, because they're all on the homepage. I was a little bit confused, so I think somebody corrected me, and I think I called this pleather, and somebody got very angry. I believe this is actually leather. I was corrected and told that this was leather, but the graining is really, really nice. The stitch work is really nice. The colour's on point. It's got that nice shine to it, and if we whiz it round the back here, you can see the stitch work is really, really good as well, although it does look like there is some slight discoloration there, but I don't know whether that's weathering or whether that's age, because I know pleather can sort of get that, especially brown pleather, can start to get that sort of pink mottling on it before it starts to flake properly, but I don't think that's what that is here. But yeah, it stood the test of time pretty well, although it's not that old, this figure. So up to the head. Right then, the all-important head sculpt. Well, around the neck you've got that real material necklace going on with the teeth on there and the symbol in the centre. The fastening at the top of the tunic itself is a real lace going through there, and then we've got the head sculpt on top of it. We'll start with the hair. Rooted hair here from HH Model, really, really nicely done. The length is right, the colour is right. I love the way that they've gone for that straight look on the top, and then as it gets down towards the end of the hair, the hairline itself, it's curlier and it's more defined. That is absolutely spot on, I think, and in keeping with the style it is in the movie. So the colour's right, the style's right. If I had to level one complaint, well, it's not really a complaint, it's just a minor niggle. The nature of the hair, with him having this centre parting, the hair wants to bunch up in the middle, and with this free-floating headband, as you can see here, it has a tendency to rise up over time and pull the headband up. But what you can do is just get some product in there, take the headband off, work that into the centre, push it down the centre parting either side, slot the headband back on, and yeah, less expensive than 2 visits to the hairdresser, but yeah, it needs a bit of attention now because it starts to separate, because I've not looked at it for a while, but yeah, a bit of futzing and that'll fall back down. The head sculpt itself, now I'm going to say from the get-go here, this is not the best I have seen of Big Arnie. I think it's a very, very good head sculpt. I think it's an excellent head sculpt. I think what lets it down is the paint applications here, and it's the I had the same. I've got another HH Model figure. I've got the Brad Pitt Achilles from the Troy movie, and that suffers with the same thing, only the head sculpt is not very good and the paint application isn't very good. The head sculpt here is good in my opinion. It's just the paint applications are a bit flat. The skin tones aren't as good as, say, as a Hot Toys or an InArt. But the overall sculpt itself is not bad. Those eyes are a little bit on the matte side. They could be glassier, but they've most certainly captured Big Arnie, and it's unmistakably Arnie as Conan. It's just it could have been a bit better for me, but I still really like it, and it's a cracking addition to the Arnie display, I think, and I love having it. So there you have it, folks. That is HH Model's take on Arnie as Conan. On to the last figure. Did I say the last figure? Oh, that's Mr. Go Figure being a spoon. It's the penultimate figure. Yeah, it's another Hot Toys, folks, and this time we are looking at the Battle Damage T800 from James Cameron's classic Terminator 2 Judgment Day, released back in 1992. The figure itself, now, the age on some of these figures I find hard to believe, but yeah, as I say, making me feel like an oldie. This one is 12 years old. Yeah, back in 2013 this was released, and I still think it looks phenomenal today. The 2.0 version is due out towards the end of this year, and I'm all in with that. It'll be interesting to put these two side by side. I'm hoping Hot Toys don't go for a reusing of old parts and put little or no imagination into it and just give us a diorama base and hope we don't notice. I really do hope it's a genuine 2.0 with improvements, but time will tell. But how does the old version hold up? Well, I think it holds up phenomenally well. It really does. I think the proportions here, absolutely spot on. Slightly slimmer Arnie here, nowhere near the bulk that we're looking at something like Predator or Commando or something like that. But yeah, this is a slightly slimmer Arnie, but they've captured the proportions perfectly, I think, here. And for a figure of its age, I think it still holds up today. One of the improvements that Hot Toys are going to be making is going for real leather, I believe, but we'll take a look at the outfit and how it's holding up. Base itself, really nice. It's that sort of factory style base from the end of the film there with rust on it. You've got your two mini spotlights either side and your nameplate on the front. The outfit itself now is all pleather, and I've got to say, this pleather outfit, on my version anyway, is holding up really well. I've treated this with Aerospace 303, and on the whole, apart from the odd little point here and there, it stood the test of time exceptionally well. You've got those boots, really nicely done, nicely weathered, and the whole figure really smacks of Grail and is a Grail. It was a toss-up really between this and the MMS 117. The one with the box of roses with a shotgun in it, as to which one I was going to showcase here today, but I still have a soft spot for this one, as good as the other one is. So yeah, boots really nicely done. You've got those pleather pants going on, which are holding up really well, stitched really well. Got that shine has remained good to this day. You've got that rip in the knee with that beautiful detailing in there, with the torn flesh, the wet red paint, blood paint going on in there. The plastic painted to look like steel with blood on it as well. Just superbly well done. The rip is even nice with little touches of blood paint on the rips as well. So yeah, cracking work there. Moving up, you've got the simple t-shirt underneath this jacket as well, and people who know this figure will know what I'm talking about here. I'm not going to take the jacket off, but underneath there you've got that huge hole in his chest. I'll try and lift it a little bit so you can see this better. Yeah, and you've got exposed metal work and flesh and blood, and that's still as shiny and as new looking as the day it came out of the factory. The shirt itself is full of holes, as is the jacket. You've got bullet holes throughout with little touches of red blood effect paint going on there. The articulation is great in this figure, although I tend not to push it, just to try and keep the longevity in this pleather going. Detailing in those hands is absolutely amazing, even down to little bits of exposed metalwork where the flesh has rubbed off the hands in combat and being dragged. Look great today. Around the back, as you can see, this pleather has done phenomenally well. And you can also see as well the usual level of detailing and sculpt and paint applications on the weaponry. And this guy comes with a full complement of weapons. You even get the stake, which he gets impaled with. Around the front, you get the bandolier with the removable grenades. You get the grenade launcher itself, which is just really, really well done, even down to the weathering at the end of the stock there, if the camera's picking that up. But probably the icing on the cake is this head sculpt. Two head sculpts with this particular figure, and possibly this is close to, I think, some of Hot Toys' best work as far as Arnie goes. I think it is a superb head sculpt. There are two head sculpts with this figure. You get this one, which with the partial battle damage, and then the one with the almost full half face battle damage and the exposed red eye, which lights up with a few of Mr. Go Figure's worst enemies, button cell batteries. But yeah, paint applications, even by today's standards, are phenomenal. That sculpt is amazing. Really nice glassy eyes, the battle damage on that face with the exposed metal, the hair really, really well done from any angle. Yes, there's a minor seam line in the hair there for where you alter the eyes, but on the whole, I think they've done a cracking job here, and most certainly it does stand the test of time superbly well. And as I say, it will be fascinating to get this alongside the 2.0 version towards the end of the year and see how they square up against each other. So stay tuned for that, folks. So yeah, that is Hot Toys' take on the battle damaged T800. So it's on to the final figure. Okay, folks, so it's time for our final big Arnie figure of the evening. And yes, you've guessed it, it's another Hot Toys. And I've got to say, this one is my personal favourite. Now, this is subjective and it's personal taste, but out of all the 1/6 scale Arnie figures I've got in the collection, and there's a lot of them, this remains my flat favourite absolutely every time. If the place was burning down, this is the one I'd rescue first. And it's the Technoir Terminator from obviously James Cameron's 1984 original. Yeah, let's give it the once over and see if he still stands up today. I think this one is probably going to get remade as well. I would imagine Hot Toys will probably revisit this with a 2.0 version, but it's going to have to go some to beat the original, in my opinion. So let's start at the bottom. It's that bog standard oval base again here with from Hot Toys, with the Terminator logo across the middle, T800 at the front, and that's your lot. Not much going on there. Sculpted plastic boots, no split cut boot design here, but you do have that detailing of the sort of stirrup effect going on the left boot itself, and the heels just looks really, really nice. Proportions, once again, Hot Toys have absolutely nailed it here. Not quite as muscular as some of the Terminator figures, the Arnold figures that we've seen, but absolutely perfect for the screen accuracy. I think they've captured the scale and proportion of Arnie perfectly here. Those cargo pants, really nicely done, right colour, great stitch work on there. Great attention to detail and screen accuracy. Let's whiz him round the back so you can see the levels of stitch work that we've got going on here, and it does give me great satisfaction to see stitch work of this quality. I'm easily pleased, what can I say? While we're here, let's take a look at the back of this jacket. This is a thing of beauty. They have captured that studded pattern on that faux leather patch on the back of the jacket perfectly. I think I've lost a stud here, and that's minorly annoying because I hadn't noticed that until now. It is probably floating around in the display somewhere. Yeah, we seem to be minus one stud there. That's the first time one's fallen off, or at least the first time I've noticed it, so I'll be retrieving that at the end of this review and sticking it back on. But yeah, other than that, it has stood up really, really well, I think, over time. You've got that chain on the lapel there. The colour of the jacket and the cut of the jacket are just right, with that sort of grey colour, but with a touch of purple going on in there. The chain attached at the lapel there, absolutely spot on. The t-shirt underneath the jacket, let's whiz it around the front, just open that jacket up. Yeah, great, absolutely great. 100% screen accurate with that sort of very 80s white, blue and pink pattern going on there. The body itself, it's not a seamless body. This one, it's a hard plastic body, but doesn't need to be seamless because obviously he's not exposing that much of himself in this outfit. Weapons, yeah, you get the long slide with laser sighting. You get the Uzi 9mm. I'm not even going to do the voice. I don't want to. I don't want to scare people off. But yeah, jacket, real zip there going on at the front, and the stitch work in the collar, the stitch work in the pockets, everything absolutely nailed on. And let's talk about this head sculpt briefly. Yes, this is what sells it for me. I absolutely love this head sculpt. I think it's phenomenal. As I say, if Hot Toys decide to go down the 2.0 route with this particular figure, I think they're going to have to go some. Yes, I suppose the paint applications would be slightly better today, and maybe the sculpting for that skin texturing in combination with that paint application would give it a little bit more of a 4K look today. But I still think this holds up brilliantly today, from that amazing hairstyle with that center parting going on there, individual strands picked out. Yeah, you could say it's perhaps a tad on the matte side and will be done better today, but I still think it stands up. The eyes, the furrow in between those eyes, the eyebrows themselves, super glassy eyes, and it's just when you capture it like that, and I'm going to hold the camera here for a second, I find that look right there is scary. It looks to me like this thing is going to get up and walk off. It is that good. And I like this pose as well. I like to keep him in this pose most of the time. I do swap him up from time to time, but this one where he's sort of stood over Sarah Connor in the Technoir just before Kyle Reese arrives, I think it's just it's so iconic. And that head sculpt is so good and so menacing. I just think it's a thing of beauty. So there you have it, folks. That's the last of the figures in this big Arnie lineup, and Mr. Go Figure's personal favourite, the T800 Technoir version. So there you have it, folks. I hope you've enjoyed this little bit of a rundown of my favourite Arnies. What are your thoughts on the pieces I picked? Would you have done it differently? What are your favourite Arnie figures? I'd be fascinated to hear, so please drop a comment in the comment section below. Nothing is off menu. What are your thoughts on Hot Toys? What are your thoughts on the recent 2.0 Pred? What are your thoughts on the reissues of these figures? Nothing, as I say, is off menu, so please, feel free to vent your spleen, as they say. And I suppose all it remains me to say is a massive thank you for watching. Oh, what's coming up on the channel? Nearly forgot. Yeah, we have a raft of new figure reviews coming in. We've got stuff from Hot Toys, we've got stuff from InArt, from Iconic Studios, from Present Toys, from Caustic Plastic, from Susu Toys, X06, the list goes on. We've got more of these showcases, we've got more Grail or Fails, we have more of everything. So as I mentioned at the top there, please hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification icon so you're not missing any of the good stuff coming up. And I suppose all it remains for me to say is, from all the Arnies and myself, a massive thank you for watching. Take care of yourselves and happy collecting.